In the last video, we looked at how to simplify by combining like terms. There's a second way that we can simplify, and that's again based off our distributive property. That's when we have a multiplication next to an addition or subtraction. So in this case, I have 3x minus 4, which we've learned previously I can't do anything about. Right? I can't put the 3x and the 4 together. So that can't be simplified. So my normal order of operations of simplifying first, then multiplying from the outside, doesn't work here. Doesn't work here. And so what we have to do is use our distributive property. And so we can distribute that 7 across the addition or subtraction by taking 7 times 3x and 7 times minus 4. And so at this point we just proceed to go ahead and do just that. 7 times 3x will be 21, 7 times 3, and the x just tags along, 21x. 7 times minus 4 will be minus 28, so we write it down as subtract 28. And then that's all the further we can go in this particular example. 21x minus 28. In the next example, we're multiplying this time by a negative 12b. We're multiplying it times a 5a minus 2. 5a minus 2. Just like before, we're going to distribute. Got a little ahead of myself there. Just like before, we're going to distribute. Take the minus 12 times 5 and minus 12 times a negative 2. So when we do minus 12 times positive 5, that'll be negative 60. And then it's 12b times 5a, so it'll be negative 60ab. And then we're going to take minus 12 times a negative 2. That's going to make that a positive 24, and then the b tags along. And in this case, that's all the further we can go. We have a 60ab, a negative 60ab, and a 24b. There's nothing more we can do with that. They're not like terms, and so that's our answer. Now in the next two examples we're going to look at here, we're going to need to both multiply as we did up above, and we're going to need to combine like terms as we did in the previous video. So let's begin. First thing we need to do is distribute each of our multiplications through. So 5 times the 4y, 5 times the 7, and minus 6 times the 8, and a minus 6 times the minus 3y. So as we begin, 5 times 4y will be 20y. 5 times 4y will be 20y. 5 times 7 will be a positive 35. And we continue, minus 6 times minus 8 will be minus 48. And then finally, minus 6 times a negative 3y. The two minuses there make that a plus 18. Okay, and then and of course don't forget the y. And then we go through now at this point and combine like terms. So we've done the multiplication step, now we do our addition and subtraction. Now we could rearrange like we did in the previous video. To save a little bit of writing here, I'm going to kind of mark my two pieces, my different like terms here, by underlining them. And we just combine across. 20 plus 18 will give us 38y. And then we have 35 minus 48 would be a negative 13. And of course it doesn't have a variable, so that's my answer. Negative 13. So 38y, and since it's negative 13, write that down as minus 13. Okay, let's consider another example. And you may want to pause the video and try to work this out on your own and then compare with the result that we get. So just like in the last example now here, we're going to distribute, taking everything distributing the 9 times each of its things and the 7 times each of its things, each of its pieces. So we multiply through 9 times 21, and that's where we'll get 189x. 9 times 15 is going to be minus 135 because it's a negative 15. 7 times 16 will be 112x. 7 times 9 will be 63. And at this point, let me just mark our like terms here. 189x to go with 112x. When we add those up, we'll get 301x. And then we add negative 135 plus 63, which leaves us with a minus 72. So we get 301x minus 72.